morning, she wakes up to a knock, knock, knock on the door. It's time for makeup, perfect smile. She's who they're all waiting for. Isn't she lucky, this Hollywood girl? And they say she's so lucky, she's a star, but she cries in her lonely heart, thinking if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? Hello. Hello, didn't see you. How are you? Welcome to podcast day 4. Live, coming at you live from
The
Interstate
border.
10 West towards Tucson. Something very exciting just happened to us. We're going to recap the day, but first we want to tell you this story. We just were stopped by Border Patrol, as was every other car, not just us. They did not single us out because of the turtle top, which I wouldn't blame them if they did. There could be a person in there. You never know. But Border Patrol stopped us, shined a little flashlight on us to make sure that we were citizens. All they said was, "Are you both citizens?"
And we said yes.
And then they let us go. So I'm assuming that they believed us, unless those lights flashing behind us are a bad sign. I don't know. So we're gonna just make a run for it. Just kidding. We're fine. We're citizens. Anyway, Annie.
Yep.
What did we do today? Where did we start off this morning?
We started off in Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas is where we began the day. And I don't know if you've heard of a little town called Tucson, but that is 14 hours away from Austin. So we're not there yet. And
We're
it's
getting
nighttime.
close.
We're getting very close. Don't worry. Don't worry, Mom.
Do you have a double chin?
Okay. I don't know if that's better. We're worried about how we look on our podcast. So some things that happened today. We started off in Austin, Texas. That is home to the Colorado River. And we drove, what was it, like 9 hours?
To Carlsbad.
Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico, which is in Carlsbad, New Mexico. You should have seen our special edition podcast live from Carlsbad Caverns. That happened there. So that was amazing. You should really Google image search it. It's so beautiful inside, and very wonderful. And it takes like an hour and a half to walk through, so that put us behind schedule a little bit, but it was totally worth it. Annie, what did you like about Carlsbad Caverns?
It was really beautiful and really big. I had to resist the urge to try to check the acoustics and do some overtones, so I just kept going snapping, and Maggie just kept going just to see if we can get some good acoustics in there.
It's really echoey, and it sounds so cool.
I keep thinking they should have Carlsbad Caverns musical series inside the cavern.
Live from Carlsbad Caverns, much like our podcast, except music. And we also decided that our new calling in life is to name the stalactites and stalagmites, because a select few of them have names which we thought weren't that creative, that we could have come up with better names. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to come up with names for all the stalactites and stalagmites in Carlsbad Caverns, which a loop around it is like 1.5 miles, so you can imagine how many stalactites and stalagmites there are.
Some of my favorite of our own naming were Christmas Village, which was filled with some popcorn stalagmites, and there were a lot of gnomes that I saw.
Yes, we're going to name all the gnomes.
There was a waving goodbye gnome. There was an angry gnome.
There was an Elvis Presley gnome. He looked just like Elvis.
I think the gnomes come from the little hat-like tops that these stalagmites have.
They are very telling. They are a gnome-shaped hat. Also, for those of you who don't know, stalactites are the ones that hang down from the top, and stalagmites are the ones that come up from the bottom. So, in case you were...
tight top.
Yes, like they're hanging tight, or stalagmite, like mighty, like they're standing mightily on the ground.
The alliteration, TT. Tight top.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying another way to remember it. Oh, you just witnessed our first fight. It's been going so well. We haven't fought at all.
There were some possibilities.
There were some... we almost fought a couple times. Clearly, Annie has more hostility about that because she keeps bringing up the almost fights, and I don't remember them. So...
because I felt bad.
I don't know. I feel like it's going great.
Also, if you want to stop it now, because we're just going to keep going. It was a great day, but we're going to keep talking.
Yeah, you should probably just turn it off, but we'll keep going for your sake. I mean, for our sake, just to hash out the day. We stopped in Carlsbad, and then, Annie, where did we go for dinner?
Oh, so at Carlsbad, I took over driving from Meg's.
Yes.
And we drove through the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. We did not have cell service for a while.
And there were no service stations for 130 miles.
Yep. We did not see many... Oh, I almost forgot about how crazy the driving was. On the way to Carlsbad, we almost died a couple times. Don't
say that.
That's an exaggeration. That's not true. But people were passing really willy-nilly. Should we just start over?
No, it's fine.
So people were passing, like, they didn't really wait to check if there was a car coming.
Kamikaze style,
they just kamikaze
like, get into a fire. Like, kamikaze, just going.
So there were 2 lanes of highway, but often 3 cars in a row, like, at the same point.
Nuts.
So it was pretty alarming.
We just stuck with the peanut truck in front of us.
Yes, there was a peanut truck that was delivering peanuts from Alabama. Andy Googled where the peanut company was. So we knew he was coming from Alabama to New Mexico. Okay, sorry, detour. Okay, after Carlsbad Caverns, Annie.
We drove to May's Cafe in
Coronados, Texas. I almost said Mexico. We didn't go to Mexico. But we saw Mexico from the highway. There's a point on Interstate 10 where if you look to the left, you can see Mexico.
We did see Mexico.
And we saw it.
Columbus, international border.
Yes.
Columbus, Mexico.
Yes, we're not going to Mexico. If any of our parents are watching this. Thank you.
Wait.
Yes?
I think we're fine.
I think we're good.
We just kept driving, drove with a great sunset.
I had a steak for dinner.
I had
Texas way.
a taco plate. I have another taco here if I want to eat it later.
If anyone wants it.
Yeah. Also, Maggie and I have been telling each other our life stories for the past 5 hours.
Yes, it's been really...
We've been going year by year.
Year by year.
Maggie just told me she heard me talk the most I've ever talked.
I honestly don't think I've ever heard Annie talk that much, but it was wonderful. And surprisingly, her stories are getting a lot better. She's getting a lot better at telling stories. So.
Well, they're stories I know, so.
So that's good. That was good for my sake. Annie did make me listen to Ani DeFranco for a little bit, and I cried to myself. And I Instagrammed so that the sound of the shutter of my camera would drown out the music. So that happened. Yeah. It's been a long day. This podcast is already 9 minutes long almost. Thanks for sticking with us this long. We are still in New Mexico. We'll be in Arizona soon. And then soon after that, we'll be in Tucson. So, tune in tomorrow. Tucson in tomorrow. It doesn't work.
Tomorrow.
Tucson tomorrow. You will see us again. Thank you for your support. Oh, today,
sponsors.
Today's sponsor is Britney Spears' album "Oops, I Did It Again," which is her second album and best album. We listened to that for a good while today, and also shout out to Matthew Stone for giving us a heads up on Carlsbad Caverns. It was awesome.
Also, don't we have another sponsor of May's Cafe?
Oh yes, our other sponsor was May's Cafe for nourishing us in our time of need, because literally it was like May's Cafe on one side of the highway and a tumbleweed on the other side. Not the restaurant tumbleweed, like an actual tumbleweed that was like rolling in the desert.
Then we got stuck in traffic. You all don't need to hear these stories.
No. Thank you for tuning in to podcast day 4.
Hope you watch the special edition Carlsbad Cavern.
The special edition is much shorter than this one, so you will enjoy it much more than this one. I will stop talking immediately. Goodbye.